Have you ever ridden a roller coaster with a world record? Many parks, manufacturers, especially Intamin, have tried fighting over building the highest, the tallest, the fastest, the most inversions on a roller coaster. It's quite a good selling point. And normally, you've probably ridden one, record-breaking rides, especially the modern ones, tend to be quite good. And I don't know if you've seen in the case of Falcon's Flight, but they often tend to try to smash the previous records. So, in a fun fashion, I've decided to flip that, and I've come up with what I believe are the worst possible ways to break coaster records. And at the end, I'll show you the worst one I've come up with that breaks more than 20 records. Let's get started. The first one's quite a fun one. You find a giant hill, preferably a cliff, similar to the one in Six Flags Qiddiya, and you rebuild Falcon's Flight. You make it 1 foot longer, 1 foot taller, and 1 mile an hour faster. So obviously it just barely breaks all 3 records. And now you might be thinking, Henry, Falcon's Flight's quite a fun ride anyway, it's really thrilling. And yeah, I've thought about that. So for the entire hill and every single straight piece of track after that massive camelback, you just load up the trim brakes. Hundreds of trim brakes. You make it go over each element as slow as it possibly can. So it's actually the most boringest ride you could ever get on. So that's idea 1, and let's move on to idea number 2. The second idea is to break the inversion record, as I think those 4 are probably the main ones: height, speed, length, and most inversions. And for this one, we're going to move over to the UK and take a look at Sick at Flamingo Land. Sick is obviously a semi-modern Intamin 10 inversion coaster, and it's quite a very fun ride, but I did find one part slightly painful, and that was the barrel rolls at the end, heartline rolls, whatever you want to call them, where you do 4 in a row, then you come around, do another one. So it's half the inversions of the ride, it's barrel rolls, and because of the lap bars, they hurt. Don't know why, but they just really hurt your legs. So what I was thinking for this one, you go over the top of the lift hill, you do the curve drop, straight into 15 barrel rolls. Round a corner, that's the ride. Yeah, so it's literally just barrel rolls, and then whether you curve back into the station, you probably would take them quite slowly, and I'd imagine it'd be quite a boring ride, if not incredibly painful. So that's idea number 2. My next idea was to try and think of the boringest way to break the height and speed record. It probably wouldn't be that long, so it wouldn't break the length, but especially for height and speed, I was thinking of a one-trick pony. For example, Oblivion, Alton Towers. It's a fun ride. I love Oblivion, but it just gets slightly repetitive after a while as it's just a drop. So I was thinking you could have a long launch up into a spike, comes back down again, and you slow down, and that's the whole ride. Oh wait, those already exist. I'm going to take a quick break from the action now to introduce a new segment called Random Things About Roller Coasters I found on the internet that I would like to share my thoughts on. No, I'm not going to try to abbreviate that, that's a bit of a mouthful, but I've got 2 things that I've seen in the past week or so. First one, Bakunawa. It looks incredible. I'm really glad it's not called Gargantuan Vertical Vengeance. Also, just that top hat. Well, it's not a top hat, is it? The spike at the very top. It's a floorless coaster. It's a spinning coaster, and you've only got a lap bar. So you could be at the very top, on your side, facing straight down. And I've been on like rides where you face straight down before, and with only a lap bar, it's genuinely terrifying. So I think it's probably going to be the scariest element of all time, if not the scariest roller coaster of all time, with the upside down launch. I don't know how many people from the general public are going to ride it, but it looks incredible. The second thing I'd like to talk about is the fire at Gardaland. terrible thing to happen. You never want to see a fire in any theme park, and it's probably caused quite a lot of damage. The one thing that caught my eye though was a news article that said that during and after the fire, the park remained completely operational. And a little something about that is it was right beneath Raptor, and being fully operational means Raptor would probably be operating. Surely it wasn't though. But then I saw this video, and just take a look. Yep, there it goes, right above the fire. Honestly, maybe the funniest thing I've ever seen. I don't know why, but yeah, they just ran a roller coaster over fire. Isn't that fun? Okay, I hope you enjoyed that segment. Back to the original video. The fourth ride I'd like to talk about is to break all 3 height, speed, length records again. They're honestly the easiest ones to beat. And that is to have a ride that has a 30-degree lift hill. Takes really slow time getting up there. When you get to the top, it's like 600 feet in the air. 30-degree incline all the way back down, and it's braked obviously, so you don't go really fast. And at the bottom, you just do loads of S-bends, really slow S-bends. Probably need drive tires to get through it. Then you come back to the station. Yeah, isn't that fun? It's honestly probably the boringest thing you could ever get, and a horrible way to break the height, speed and length records. Now, my final idea, I said it was something that was going to try and break more than 20 records, and it's an absolute abomination. We have to set the scene a bit though for this one. It was a dark and stormy night as the air howled and theme parks around the world were shunned into despair, because everywhere around the world, in a simultaneous defeat, all roller coasters were shut down forever. Only one could remain. Okay, I hope the scene's set now. Every roller coaster in the world has been closed and has been destroyed, but they're allowed to build one more, and that is a wacky worm. Not just any wacky worm though, it's a wacky worm with spinning trains. Flawless trains, but those trains have a little bar so you can stand up on them. Hence, that means that it breaks the records being tallest, fastest, longest roller coaster, tallest, fastest, longest spinning coaster, tallest, fastest, longest flawless coaster, tallest, fastest, longest stand-up coaster, tallest, fastest, longest flawless spinning coaster, and so on. Also, you make the track have. It starts off wooden, has a middle portion where it's a hybrid coaster, and the final bit is steel. Still a wacky worm, just built out of that. And that means that it's also the tallest, fastest, longest RMC, well not RMC, hybrid coaster anyway, tallest, fastest, longest steel coaster, tallest, fastest, longest, fastest wooden roller coaster. That's a bit of a mouthful, and so on. Also, you add one small, really jankly inversion at the end, meaning that it also has the most inversions in the world, most inversions on a steel coaster, most inversions on a spinning coaster, most inversions on a flawless coaster, and so on. Because it's also the only roller coaster in the world, you can also reverse it, making it the shortest in the world for all those categories, the slowest in the world, the least amount of inversions, the best and worst roller coaster in the world simultaneously. And even though it's a wacky worm, horrible profiling, just the worst ride to possibly ever exist, because your feet are on a tiny metal bar, so you're stood up, you're spinning. It's horrible. Just add a little more salt into the wound, you place it in Siberia. No one can get to it. And that is my final thing, and the worst possible way that I can come up with to break all the roller coaster records. Thank you and goodbye.